Hello, beautiful people. It's me, Kirsten, and this is the It's Giving Mystical podcast. And this is your podcast for the week ahead. Listen, gang, January 2nd, 2026. In 2026, we're doing it differently. Did you guys hear that thing I put on Instagram? Oh my God, this guy was so cute. He was like so proud of himself for asking this girl from the gym out. And my friend and I were so proud of him too. We were like, King, listen, we feel good vibes for you in the year ahead. I will do a longer podcast on 2026. I probably will do one podcast talking about the January energy, and I'll just cover the energy of the year as well. Wheel of Fortune, big deal, 10. It means that we're going to get a little comfortable with things taking their own shape. We're going to get a little comfortable with the terrain moving underneath our feet and changing and shifting. And just always remember, like the 10, the 1, and the 0 are such a powerful little union. 1 is like you are a representative of the divine. Like you are so sacred. You are the pole, like the thing that stands between heaven and earth, the thing that stands between the spirit and the material. It's so magical. To be human is completely ridiculously stressful. And also the most magical experience is truly, truly a unique, beautiful, like ephemeral experience. So just my wish for you in this year ahead is that you enjoy it, that you're here for it, that you're wide awake the whole time. And the 0 is source protection, God's protection. If you think of it in shamanic terms, it's Apushin. It's the great condor with his wings wrapped around you, like to birth your own becoming. He's protecting you the whole way. It's such a beautiful energy. And so when you have the 1 and the 0 together, it means that the things shifting, it's like you, in many ways, you are talking to yourself. So you see the future, whether you recognize it or not. There's a part of you that's already out there, that's already living it, and it's your own best ally. It's your higher self, your divine self, your future self, your quantum self, however you want to think about it. Your angels, your guides, your ancestors. It's all the same thing, man. And it's this idea of the feedback loop of there's something you're meant to experience here, and the world shifting into place and you coming into alignment with where you're supposed to be next. So just know that you're not, like, as the wheel turns, it's not a random thing. It's not an unprotected thing. It's a moment of evolution and a moment of shifting terrain. And it should feel really good. It should feel really good after the 9 year, because the 10 year is a generative year. So if the 9 year is a shedding year, the 10 year is a building, a creation, a generative year. And I think that alone will make the quality feel different. And so in many ways feel good. The card I pulled for us for this week, I'm going to say it feels really good. It was the Chariot. And the Chariot is, as we know, the energy of the solar plexus. It's the energy of drawing our power in. It's what power that comes from a place of alignment, of integrity, of fullness, of holding. It is the power of the pause, like the power of that idea. So you want something, something's meant for you, something's aligned for you. And instead of moving out towards it, of grabbing it, you let the desire build. You let your power like gestate, germinate, ferment. Like you let your desire, you clarify it, and then you concentrate it and you bring it into your center. It's the energy of the Chariot card. I know what is meant for me. I know what I am aligned with. And instead of like rushing forward, I call it back and I pause there for a moment. And I watch with patient but powerful eyes how the world rearranges itself to meet me. So the energy of destiny is here in a different way. But that plus this first few days of the Wheel of Fortune, there's just a destiny quality to it. It came in reverse, okay? So we know I don't do reversals. And I didn't feel this as reversed. What I felt this is like a slow and steady energy. There's something very sexy about this Chariot expression. So the Chariot expression in its like most academic sense would be a sense of my power, a sense of pulling it in, a sense of pausing. It's like the idea of that breath you take when you draw back a bow and arrow, that breath, that full exhale you take before you release the bow. That's the energy of the Chariot. It's just this like very powerful, or like a black hole, or like an implosion. There's this drawing in and then this pause before the momentum, before the forward movement, before the creation. So that's like the most academic sense of the chariot, right? The chariot's always going to be speaking about a drawing in of your power and a deep faith in your power, like a deep faith in who you are and what's meant for you and where you're meant to be and where you're meant to move towards, and just the way that life is aligned. So it really has that Wheel of Fortune energy of like, yeah, like nothing meant for you will pass you by. And sometimes when we're in this period of shedding that we're still in, I'm recording this on, I think, Tuesday. When we're in this period of continued shedding that has been the 9-year, we can feel fatigued by that. We can feel fatigued by the lack of momentum, the lack of things coming together, the sense of like, how much more can you take from me? How many more ways can I learn that lesson? How much more patience can I cultivate? How much more faith can I cultivate? How much more self-love can I cultivate? Like, we can get almost bored of that or frustrated or impatient. And so this chariot coming in, especially as it's the first signature of this new year, and it comes in with the Cancer full moon, which I think is like the second or the third. I'm not quite tracking it right now, but the card of Cancer is also the chariot. So there's something about this pulling back as a place, from a place of power, and not because nothing's going to happen, but because you're just inhaling before the movement out. And the Cancer energy is mother energy. The chariot energy is power, solar energy, masculine energy. So clarity of single-minded focus. So the reason the chariot has so much power is because they are crystal clear on what's next for them, and they've drawn all of their resources in. It's like truly the definition of single-minded focus and what that does, why that's such a powerful thing to work with. So both of those things are power, but neither of them are particularly sexy. They're not like energies you'd be like, ooh, it's so hot, the chariot card. But the way the chariot card came in, it came in like satisfaction, and it came in like pleasure, and it came in like, yeah, satisfaction is the word, like just this deep feeling good with what happens. There's some movement happening. There's some like, not just the drawing in, not just the pausing, but the resolution, or the not quite manifestation, but the recognition, the mirroring from the world being like, I see you, I see you, I see what you want, I see how long you've been holding the pose, and I see, and here I offer I ante in, like the universe anteing in. That's a funny phrase, but that's what comes to mind. The universe being like, I see your bet and I up the ante. That's really funny. I don't know. Okay, just take it. We'll just offer it up. But that's the image that's coming through right now, is this chariot is like the universe, like, oh, you put all your cards on the table, you're all in. I see the part of you that's all in, and I'm going to sweeten the pot, up the ante, and reflect that back to you. So there's something here about the energy of recognizing you're not doing it alone, recognizing that the world wants for you what you want, that your desires, they don't need to be, again, like, we're not interested in desire attached to an outcome. We're interested in desire as a life force, as a way of being, as a full breath, as a vitality. And there's something here about you feeling like the universe or another person or a community recognizes how all in you've been, how beautiful that is, how invested you are, how clear you are, how of integrity you are. There's something really nice about this. And it feels sexy because it feels like there's just this warm satisfaction of, okay, I'm not doing this by myself. I'm not unseen. I'm not unrecognized. And there's some intuitive payoff. There's something you've known, or something that you're like, this is just true, or I have this intuitive hit about this, and it's showing up for you, or it's confirming itself for you, or there's a next stone on the path towards it. I talked about this in Mystic Rising, in the mystic energy, how hard it can be when you know something. The more connected you get, the more clear you get, you hear these and feel these currents of energy that to you are so real. It's like as real as my skin or my sweatshirt or my hair, crazy right now. And they're real to you, but they're not something you can necessarily explain to someone else. And you're not necessarily supposed to, right? The reason the oracle sits and waits for people to come to her is because she can't just wander around with her rhythms and her rhymes. She has to wait till someone is prepared to hear her, prepared to receive her. So in our own mystical energy, we can have this sense of, oh, I can see what's going to happen, or I can see this, there's a truth to this, or I can see there's an alignment here. And it might take the world a minute to catch up, and it definitely might take other people a minute to catch up. And we might even doubt ourselves as we sit as we kind of hold the pose. So there's something here about your intuition being, it's so funny. I keep picturing this like poker table. So just notice the part of you that's all in. Notice the part of you that's playing full out. Like, where in your life are you committed? Like, you are clear and committed. And if I said to you, does this matter to you? You would have no hesitation. You'd say 100% this matters to me. And I am moving with my full heart. Like, I'm saying it with my whole chest, in it with my whole chest. Where is that in your life? And maybe, especially towards the end of this year, you felt a little unseen in that, or a little unmet in that. And there's something about this chariot coming in where you just get to, maybe you don't get the whole sweet deal, but you get some recognition that you're on the right track. And there's some community or camaraderie in that. So it's like you recognize that someone else is recognizing it's pinging on your intuition, it's pinging with the universe. And there's just this sense of, you're on the right track, boo. It's not all for nothing. And there might be, again, this satisfaction of, God, I thought this was true. I thought I wanted this. I thought this was for me. And now you see some movement in that direction, and it just feels deeply satisfying. There's going to be communication. So it might be from the universe, from other people. This is not a solitary week. So this is not a week where you're like, oh, it's just me and me. This is a week where you're being mirrored and reflected, and movement is happening, and allyship and camaraderie is coming onto the scene and onto the page. And it's lovely. Yeah, it feels sexy. It feels good. And maybe it means something sexy is going to happen, but it just might mean that feeling of like, you feel good, that you are you, that you want what you want. I put that post on Instagram. Are you ever turned on by your own growth? You're like, I would follow me anywhere. That's the vibe here. Your recognition that what you're doing is worthy, and where you're headed is right on track, and that the work you've done is paying off. The best thing I can say is like, you're all in, and the universe is like, let's sweeten the pot. There's something like that kind of energy. And that feels really good because it feels playful and warm and collaborative and like validating, super validating. So may you let yourself feel good this week. May you find yourself satisfied this week. And may you find yourself like proud of your own hits, like proud of your own intuition, proud of your own momentum, proud of your efforts. May you just have this sense, yeah, okay, dude, I am on the right track. This has been worthwhile. This is the right place for me. I think we all deserve that, and it would be a great way to start the year. The Cancer full moon will likely be emotional. You will likely have some things ping around home, around mothering, around motherhood, and okay. And we have a lot of planets in Capricorn right now. So there's just this tension between my soft heart, my home, and my ambition and my place in the world. And I don't know, I think that could be a tense full moon, but something about this feels harmonious. It doesn't feel tense. It feels like, I don't know, you feel seen. You feel seen in this, and that feels good. So may that be the way that your year starts. May you just feel the turning of the wheel and the exhale as we say goodbye to the hermit energy, because this 9 years kicked a lot of people's butts. And I can take or leave New Year's resolutions. I don't feel particularly strong about that, but I do think there's something about the returning of the light. And what are you stretching towards? What are you blooming into? And having a sense of that is really powerful. Talked a lot about Sankalpa. You can do work with Rod Stryker, the 4 desires, to work on your Sankalpa, which is like recognizing your heart's deepest desire and working with that as a mantra. I heard a man, blanking on the word for it, but the idea of giving yourself a challenge in the year ahead. There's a Japanese word for the intention that is almost guaranteed to fail as much as it succeeds. So something that really pushes your boundaries in terms of physical or mental or emotional. You can use these last few 12 holy days to both get clear and make peace with the months that have come, excuse me, and set a vision for the months ahead. You can do a year ahead tarot reading. There's so many ways to ritualize and center yourself for the year ahead. And I encourage you to do one that feels good to you, that feels like fun and playful, and that allows you to kind of get clear in your own heart and praise who you are today and how far you've come, and get excited about what you desire and watching it come into form, hopefully in ways beyond your wildest dreams. It's the beauty of I don't know, right? Like, we don't know how it's all going to happen. And if we let ourselves stay open, sometimes it happens in ways much more beautiful than we could have ever imagined. I wish that for you in the year ahead. All right, Chariot, good times. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.